I wanna shoot, baby. Shoot.
Ooh. How you doing, baby? No, not you. You, the bow-legged one. Yeah. What's your name? Damn, baby. That sounds sexy.
9 billion names of pod.
From Atlanta, where we celebrate all the holidays with a chimichanga.
It's the 9 Billion Names of Pod with Dan Bauman and Michael Reed. I'm Dan Bauman.
I'm God's perfecter idiot.
So let's talk about some stuff.
I can't right now. I'm touching myself.
Yeah, we just got our chimichangas kicked by Deadpool, and I cannot believe they got that movie made, and they made it as perfect as they did.
And it kicked ass at the box office.
Oh, it crushed. It did better if it beat...
In Russia, it beat Star Wars.
Yeah, it beat Star Wars
by like less than a million, but still, it beat fucking Star Wars.
It did
anywhere.
What was it, like 130 opening weekend?
I thought it was 150.
Yeah, something
it was
crazy.
That's a lot of chimichangas.
An R-rated superhero movie of a kind of, I don't want to disparage it. Like, he's very popular, but no, the general public doesn't know who Deadpool is.
He's not of the pantheon. He's
he's not fucking Spider-Man.
Don't want to call him B-list, but he is.
He's off to the side. He's a fringe character,
exactly,
for sure. And he's popped up in like they did an episode of there's a cartoon, I think it's on Disney X, the Ultimate Spider-Man, and.
Okay.
And it's Spider-Man, and it's like the newer version, and like he's always interacting with the Avengers, and they did an episode
basically doing anything a spider can.
Everything, yeah. And they did an episode with Deadpool, where basically Deadpool took over the show. Like the credits turned into Ultimate Deadpool, and like he broke the fourth wall and changed everything and made all these terrible jokes, and it was great. And I was like, yeah, they'll never be able to replicate that.
Well, be forewarned, movie-going people, because the copycat phenomenon will now begin.
We will get to that because I am terrified. But
hey, if it's done well, but then okay,
it's reactionary. All they're doing is like, hey, that made a lot of money. Now everything's got to be rated R.
But maybe like we were going to do this, but now that we see that this can be done, we'll do it a little more than we normally would have been able to get away with. Like maybe it'll cut down on the self-censorship and soften up the suits to go, all right, we'll make it an R. I personally would love to see Guardians of the Galaxy 2 be a hard R. But only if Gunn wants to do it that way. That's what I'm saying. Not. It's like, let's not go back and process this film to make it 3D because, hey, 3D makes us more money.
Right.
Let's shoot the film with 3D in mind and make it integral to the process.
Yes.
And if Gunn is like, oh, wow, I wanted to make a hard R on Guardians the first one, but they wouldn't let me. Right. Now maybe they'll let me. If that's the case, go for it. But if the suits go, yeah, can you add a little more, anal leakage and fisting into this script? And like, no, that's not what I'm about. Because there's certain films, don't make it an R if it doesn't need to be an R.
Here's the thing. I don't think Disney is going to let them do an R of any of it. Like any of the Marvel stuff. This is Fox. This was not Disney. No. This is the...
But keep in mind, Disney has been doing some pretty, Dimension, some of the horror films.
Is that Disney?
Or is it New Line? I can't remember. There's a subsidiary of Disney.
That they do...
so like right. Miramax is a Disney, and Pixar. Those are all umbrella company under Disney.
Right.
So as long as it doesn't say Walt Disney Productions and the castle and that music... If they do it from, New Line or whatever, Miramax or whatever they're doing, then it can be a Disney company, but it doesn't have the Disney stank on it. And they can go, that's what we do over here.
See, that's weird.
Deadpool is not going to show up at the Magic Kingdom and
start
pinching.
No.
I wish he would. That would be wonderful.
Did you see there was a petition to get Deadpool to host Saturday Night Live? Not Ryan Reynolds. Ooh. And I think there's a reaction video of Deadpool telling you why he can't do it. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw it earlier.
Oh, I need to see that.
But I don't think...
God.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of what that show would be, and it would either be the greatest thing ever or a train wreck of epic proportions that does not work.
Well, the really awesome, terrifying thing is, like, again, it's a case. This movie was a case of you can't possibly do that until somebody just goes ahead and fucking does it. They did it for a relatively small budget, from what I understand.
I think it was like 85 mil,
if that. And the guys have been
which
working
for superhero films, I know some people have been going like, my God, for
That's a lot of
85
money.
million, you
That's
can make
nothing.
3 films. Like, no. These days, your standard, big spectacle film,
200.
if it's under 100. Something's off because they're holding back.
It's 200 plus at this point.
Yeah.
Like 200 is the standard.
But when they're looking at $1 billion in
Yeah.
gross, they go, okay, we'll spend the 200 to make the $1 billion.
Right.
So,
It's that it's that weird, like, Disney, Fox, Marvel thing that worked to the advantage on this one, because Disney would not have made that movie. Disney could not have made that movie.
well, maybe, I mean, who knows?
They would have made the PG-13 like watered down Deadpool that nobody wanted, or like just wouldn't work. The whole point of him is that he's nuts and it's filthy and crude and filthy and
I mean, just the Women's Liberation Day gag.
I cannot believe, if you haven't seen it, we're not going to spoil that, but we're going to spoil some stuff, but that alone is
we're going to try to steer away because it's only been out for about a week now.
Yeah, we'll
about
go
10
easy.
days, we'll go easy, so it's not.
We'll give you spoiler alerts, but
a little. But
that was just one of those jokes where I was like, no,
they're not going.
They're
to.
not gonna. They did it.
I want to bring attention to what my senses tell me is the greatest part of that film.
Okay.
The fucking credits.
The opening credits.
So you're thinking like, all right, let's see those names. You don't see any of the names.
It sets the tone in second one.
Right. Was it a sullen teen, some CGI bullshit,
some douchebag production, some douchebags production.
Exactly. Ryan Reynolds, God's own
God's perfect idiot.
Exactly.
Some hot chick.
And then the best part of it that made me just want to do fucking cartwheels. The writers, the real heroes.
Yes.
Because they understand.
Yep.
Especially with this film.
Well,
you can go the Michael Bay route and go, look, she has shiny cleavage and boom, boom, explosion, and people go, yay, it goes well at the box office. And with this film, the writing has to be absolutely tight.
I heard an interview with those guys. They're the guys, they were behind the Joe Schmo show, and they've done a bunch of writing stuff. They're a writing team, and they've been working on this script for 10 years. They said there's a lot of terrible versions of that script. And and they even said, the movie that you see, and you can obviously tell, a lot of the jokes were written on set, because you've got Ryan Reynolds and TJ Miller, and, who can do, they said they called TJ Miller Benjamin Button, because every single take, he would button the scene with some new joke and just wreck everybody.
Like Robin Williams.
Yeah.
You get about 70% script and 30% like Robin being Robin.
Yeah.
And it just worked. Yeah, TJ Miller, he's I first discovered him in a short-lived, I think it was ABC show called Carpooling. He played the dumb son of one of the carpoolers who was secretly inventing all these weird gadgets that were secretly also genius.
Okay.
And he's on right now. He is on
Silicon Valley?
Yeah, Silicon Valley, which is probably the writing on that is as smart as any half-hour comedy.
And that's
ever.
all comics. I mean, Kumail Nanjiani and I forget who else was on there, but that's all you've got heavy hitters. TJ was. I've seen some of his stand-up, and I remember he was in the How to Train Your Dragon movies. He did a voice in that, and he did he was in, and he openly mocks the fact that he was in that awful CG Yogi Bear movie, and. He's a good actor.
All right. Are you ready for my go-to Yogi Bear thing that I've been doing since birth?
All right, strap in, everybody. Okay.
All
right, go ahead.
Hey there, boo-boo boy. Why don't we go get a picnic basket? But Yogi, what about the ranger? Hey, Fuck the Ranger. Thank you.
And scene.
And scene. And yes, if you listen to enough of these episodes, you will hear all my horrible jokes, all my tragic life stories, and yeah. So basically, anyone who listens to this will never ever want to date me. So all attractive ladies, stop listening to this right now.
Don't stop listening.
All right.
But yeah, T.J. Miller he was way more understated than I thought he was going to be in this. He wasn't very T.J. He was very.
He had to be because with Wade being so over the top,
yes,
you need something to anchor it a little bit. But there has to be a little playful back and forth.
Right, he was
there.
super funny, but but
he
I really should be going with you.
He cupped the balls rather than stroke the shaft. That's what TJ did. He gently cupped them.
He realized what you said. He had to play the other end of it because you couldn't be as big as no. Deadpool is the star, and Deadpool is
no one can be funnier than Deadpool.
No,
and quite frankly, how could they?
Right.
I mean,
right. The whole bridge scene with him, that was. I got to go back and look.
That was probably $65 million of the $85 million.
Well, here's the thing. That was what the test footage that they shot that leaked that got this whole thing going was. It was that scene. Or a truncated version of that scene of him jumping off the bridge into the car, killing everybody, flipping the car over. Did I leave the oven on? That whole scene.
Because I remember seeing that at least 6 months to a year ago, maybe.
Oh, longer than that,
it's been a while.
2, yeah.
Is it?
And it's been a while. And I want to go back and look at it and be like, did they reshoot this? Was this actually used? How did this? What was the? And the there's all kinds of rumors on who actually leaked it, even the writers were coy about it. They said they kept saying, well, at least it wasn't Ryan Reynolds, that kind of thing. And I want to know if they recut it or if, I'm just baffled by the whole thing.
It'll be in the extras on the DVD,
which I cannot wait. I mean,
oh my God, can you imagine the gag reel? It'll be longer than the film itself.
Yes,
it's here's the bar scene with TJ and Ryan. And it's a 40-minute scene of just.
Oh, I'm sure when he first sees him, the whole you look like an avocado, fucked another avocado. I bet there is 100 versions of that scene of them just going and going and going.
Yep.
And going.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm on board with the whole Deadpool thing.
I read not a ton, but some of the comics, and
does he have a lot of them?
Yeah. He's been around for a long time.
Okay. In case you guys haven't figured out by now, I have not been a comic book reader, and still am not.
Right.
So,
right. And I read a bunch, but not a ton. And I was never a huge Marvel guy. I was
a DC
a
boy?
big DC, all the Batmans and stuff, and Justice League and all that. And I really liked the what.
It just occurred to me, I think they probably wouldn't do this, but it would probably sell very well in certain shops for the ladies to buy. Deadpool strap-on dildo.
You never know.
I'm not saying that has any connection to the film at all, people.
Yeah.
That could be a spoiler. That could not be a spoiler. I have no idea.
Just an odd thought.
Just a thought that came into my sick, twisted little addle-pated skull. Continue, Dan, as you were.
No, I've totally lost what I was talking about.
Really?
Yes, that was...
Branded strap-on dildos just sent your thoughts going elsewhere, did
Just
they?
elsewhere, yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of derailed the
Is that
train.
a defense mechanism?
Yes, shutting down.
Exactly.
Shutting down. What I was saying about comics, I read a bunch of Deadpool, and I want to go back and get a ton more because... It is just they nailed the tone perfectly, fourth wall breaking all the time.
Yeah, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to them.
Yeah,
my favorite one. Whoa, breaking the fourth wall within a fourth wall. What is that, 16 walls?
Yeah, that's exactly. That's why no one ever thought the movie could be made because no one would do weird crap like that.
I'm hoping that this is yet another strike in the corner for films that would never have gotten made 5-10 years ago. You know, innovative, interesting, out of the box, not your standard rom-com, shoot 'em up, grease cleavage, boom boom film.
Yeah.
It has a place and it can do well.
Yeah.
I mean, quite frankly, you could probably have cut half of the violence out of that and still would have been a great film.
Yeah.
You know?
Or
I
just
mean,
cut the edges off it, you know,
Yeah,
maybe
you can- yeah.
like you don't show the heads being severed, you know, like
my favorite was, oh, look, there goes the helmet. Oh, no, the head's still in it. I can see
the head is still in the But I mean, if you cut down some of the blood and the gore, it could have been a PG-13 movie, and like the language, obviously.
Well, no.
But
What I'm saying is that good writing will triumph over any perceived lack in a film.
Right.
You know, like, well, there wasn't as much blood and gore, but, you know, it's just, you know me, writing, fucking writing.
And with the writing, I was amazed at how much heart was in this movie, because it's a love story of all things,
And it works as a love story.
It works as a love story.
A kind of a twisted,
Psychotic.
But you know what? I've been willing to bet, in all my romances over the years, none of them have been anywhere near to what the film, TV romance thing it's been. It's been ups, downs, a little twisted, a little messed up, a little hurt, a little fun, a little, And this had that kind of. That's a unique relationship they had.
Yeah.
Very unique, and it's totally believable.
Totally.
Absolutely believable.
And the whole impetus of the movie is I'm in love with this woman and I'm disfigured and I can't. I don't.
If only someone named Clark Kent would have, in season 2 of Smallville, have said, "I can't tell Lana that I'm an it." Now she's been a witch
and a werewolf,
possessed,
and
all this other
possessed,
shit, but
and-
I can't tell her that I'm
And
an
everyone
alien.
in town has superpowers.
Yeah,
and-
exactly.
yeah.
He's like, he held off, and then Deadpool went, "All right, here's the face." She's like, "Yeah, I'm good. Yeah,
Yeah.
couple of drinks, fuck it, I'm down with it."
Yeah.
I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
that's how it works.
Yeah.
If you're married to somebody and they have a disfiguring accident, you just
That
don't
stuff
go,
goes away
Well,
after a while."
we're gonna divorce now because you're not as attractive as you were. Like, no, there's more to it than what your face looks like.
I had a friend who had she had some scars on her arms from she was burned, I think, and I remember like we were hanging out one day and I saw them again for the first time. Like I'd known her for years, and I was like, oh, I forgot about those. Not like I didn't say that, but I mean, it was like it just occurred to me. I was like, oh yeah, and those things they just go away after a while. It's the person, and
There was a girl who worked as a receptionist at the music import distribution job that I had, who was basically a supermodel. I mean, an 11, but she had one lazy eye. I did not really notice this at all until months later when someone made a crack about it. It had completely. I didn't register it.
yeah,
And I looked and went, oh, yeah, she does. And then the next day, it had gone away in my head.
yeah.
It's just like,
oh, that's that guy. Yeah,
yeah, it's just like, it makes no difference to me whatsoever,
Yep.
So I'm sure, she'll be like, I feel like guacamole tonight. Like, your avocado's here, baby. So that's, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
That's not a role I would have expect. Was it Moira?
Miranda Baccarin.
Miranda
yeah.
Baccarin. That's a little bit out of her wheelhouse.
Well, not really. I mean, she started in genre. I mean, she started on Firefly.
Yeah, but
and then went to V, and now she's on Gotham. So,
oh, that's right. Yeah, but as far as like that kind of a character, that kind of gritty, more visceral, it's not quite what she's done up to this point, and she pulled it off magnificently,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
well, she was on Homeland too. I think she was on.
Yeah, but
a
she
bit.
was the.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, great show. She did great in it, and
But that was not-
she was like the wife who her
Yeah.
her husband was a terrorist, or was he, or
that kind of thing.
yeah.
Gotcha.
No spoilers for Homeland.
Yeah, I don't.
It's a
I've
good-
never seen it. So.
It's a good show. It gets ridiculous at points, but it's still going
yeah,
well.
yeah.
But that worked out really nicely,
Yep.
and I'm so glad that what the hell is it? Negasonic.
Teenage Warhead.
I've heard that term somewhere.
I've only heard it in this. I don't even know that character.
As soon as I heard that, I went, Negasonic Teenage Warhead. I know I've heard that before.
Maybe there's a band or a song or something.
Maybe. I've heard that term somewhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, Negasonic? So what, she'll be like grumpy and sullen and it'll make a noise or something like that? And maybe she just harnesses her sullen...
And explodes, basically.
Yeah.
She was pretty cool. And having Colossus running around. My only beef with that is he's not always Colossus. He's not always giant and silver. He can change back into looking like a human, that character. And Colossus was in all the X-Men movies. Like, you see him in the first one just as Pieter, I forget his last name, so he's a Russian, and he's just a big dude. And then I think they CG'd him up a bit in 2 and 3, like not a lot, but like not like this at all. And this one he was a full, like, even in the credits he listed as a CGI character.
Some CGI character, you know.
Just
a hot chick, a sullen teen. You know?
Some asshats or an asshats production.
Yes, exactly. Some asshat.
Some awesome cameo, which had to be Stan.
And I love all the digs on the X-Men, especially gee, it's like it's a big house. I only see the two. It's almost as if they couldn't.
The studio couldn't afford
any more characters.
Which is I expected at some point. Here going back, you were asking me before, like the whole. Like, he just rails on Hugh Jackman the whole time. Okay. In the first X-Men Origins Wolverine movie.
Right. Has there been any other Origins? They've only done Wolverine, haven't they?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like...
Yes, that's all they've done.
Yeah.
They kind of just bailed on that.
Well, because, let's face it, a lot of the Origins have already been taken care of in
X-Men.
Yeah.
In all the X-Men movies, even like First Class. And all that stuff.
That's what I'm saying, the First Class stuff.
So in the first X-Men Origins, Ryan Reynolds played Wade Wilson, who becomes Deadpool, but they got it so unbelievably wrong. Like, he's in the first couple minutes of the movie, and he's perfect. He's mouthy, and he's, a hothead, and he's really, really good. But he's only in one scene at the beginning, and the whole quote-unquote Deadpool thing is, what's his name? Brian Cox's character, forgive me.
Hitler?
More or less. The guy who turns Wolverine into Wolverine.
Yeah.
He, in that movie, well, it's actually, no, is it Liev Schreiber? No, he's in, he's Sabretooth. He takes like all these mutant powers and puts them all into Wade Wilson. And you don't find this out till the end. Yeah. And if you caught the little action figure that in Deadpool that he had, that was of him at the end of Origins of Wolverine, because at the end of Wolverine, spoilers, Wade Wilson comes back. They have sewn his mouth shut. He has swords coming out of his hands. No suit, no guns, doesn't talk, just fights. And that's it. And that's what they were making fun of through the movie. And that's why they were hammering Hugh Jackman. And that's why they're making, sewing my mouth shut is a bad idea. And so the self-awareness in the movie was so unbelievably great. And
the unmasking at the end with Hugh Jackman's face.
Yes.
Spoiler alert, sorry.
Yeah, so there's a clip going around online. I'll throw it up on the page of Ryan Reynolds crashing Hugh Jackman's Eddie the Eagle junket, like, and interviewing him
in the Deadpool outfit.
No, just him, but still just coming in and just asking about like what's your favorite like something like how's it going, sexiest man alive? And he goes.
I noticed how they played that in the film as well.
Oh yeah,
you got to see the in the detritus on the bridge of everything going around. All of a sudden, there was Ryan Reynolds' sexiest man alive issue.
Yep,
and later on, we got to see Hugh Jackman's sexiest man alive.
And Deadpool even refers to Ryan Reynolds. He says, "Do you think Ryan Reynolds got this way by his acting ability?" See, I was playing Count the Easter Eggs. That's what I was sitting there doing, trying to catch all the little bits and pieces, like the pizza was Feige's famous pizza. Kevin Feige, the Marvel head. He said something about one of the in the bar with the Deadpool. One of the unsavory types in there was called Liefeld, and that's Rob Lee. That's a take on Rob Liefeld, who's a comic writer who wrote X-Force with Deadpool and stuff. So I'm trying, and I mean, I didn't know they were going to the damn X-Mansion. I didn't know they were gonna.
I know when they showed that, I
was like,
holy fuck!
That's the real X-Mansion.
Are they going to actually have like cameos? Because they said, what is it, gratuitous cameo?
Yeah, I assumed it was Stan
or unnecessary cameo or something.
Yeah, I assumed that was Stan, or awesome cameo.
He's in every. I mean,
yep. I was watching a thing.
Man, if you are 93 and you're still working as a strip club DJ, either you've made some horrible financial decisions or you love your job.
He loves his job. And I was watching a thing. I was reading a thing not so long ago. All the Easter eggs in Daredevil and Jessica Jones, and Stan is in those. In the police station, there is a picture like Officer of the Month or something, and it's Stan, and he's in both of those series. I was like, yeah.
Have you finished Jessica Jones?
Oh yeah.
Okay. We'll have to bring. I want to bring in some girl types.
Hell yeah.
And do a roundtable on Jessica Jones.
Hell yeah.
There's
yeah. Courtney will definitely want to be present for that one because we watched that over Christmas, and it was pretty fantastic.
It was pretty brutal.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, goddamn. But anyway, back to the dick jokes.
The dick jokes. I mean, first of all, it was the filthy. I mean, just the unending litany of insults. This. What did he say? What did he call him the one time? The scraggly Muppet fucker or something like that. Something with a Muppet in it.
Oh, Muppet sharp painter or something.
Something like just the. And it never ended. He had hundreds and hundreds.
They were going for the throne, and you know what the throne is?
What?
Donkey raping shit eater.
Well, yeah.
From South Park. I mean, I'm sorry. That's the gorilla on top of the Chrysler Building.
They came pretty damn close.
Or the Empire
State Building. Yeah.
The Chrysler Building. That's in Chicago, isn't it? Or
Is
Chrysler
That's in New York.
That's in New York?
Yeah. That's where if you ever saw the awful movie Q, the Quetzalcoatl with the big giant terrible. It's an 80s movie about a Quetzalcoatl is the
Aztec god.
The Aztec god, and like there's a big dragon monster, and it was in the Chrysler Building.
Yeah. And maybe it was like the father of Cloverfield or something.
Maybe I don't know.
My favorite Aztec god name is Extrapolapocatl.
Is that real?
I don't know. It was used in The Simpsons. It was that big giant head. Mr. Burns you're going to get a fabulous...
the big giant head that they have in the basement.
Right.
Is that what it's called?
Extrapolapocatl. And every time I see anything even closely resembling that, the statues on Easter Island, any kind of a totem with a face, hey, look, there's Extrapolapocatl. Because that name I love that name, Extrapolapocatl.
Yeah.
It works for me.
And that's a continuity thing I love about The Simpsons is anytime they go down in the basement, most of them, you'll see it. It's still there.
Oh, yeah. Every once in a while.
It's like the big penny in the Batcave. It's there. It's always there.
All right. You've been hired to write on The Simpsons. The first 6 weeks, we'll be reviewing the Bible and the archives to inform your writing.
Yeah, I hope you have a couple of weeks to watch every episode.
Weeks? Months,
yeah.
It's the longest running animated show in history, and I think with a couple more seasons, it'll be the longest running scripted show in history.
Oh, yeah.
So, yay.
I
mean, let's face it, diminishing returns with The Simpsons, but I still enjoy it.
It still holds up.
It's still okay.
Good.
Well, the reason why, you know why?
Why?
They keep cycling in
writers.
That's right.
Yeah. They burn them out, but they bring them in.
Exactly. But back to the Deadpool. So where do you think they're going to go with for a sequel? Now, of course, we got Ferris at the end to tell us a little bit. About
tell
who
him Cable is going to show up, and there's some artist did a rendering of Stephen Lang, who was in I think Avatar.
No. The one, well, they may have done that, but someone actually did a rendering of Keira Knightley.
They did both as Cable. How great would it be if she showed up as Cable? Cable's not a female, but who cares if they can pull it off? If they can get Keira Knightley to do it, Stephen Lang looks exactly like Cable, right. And Cable is spoiler alert.
His arch nemesis is what? A satellite?
Right.
Yeah. I'll be here.
Good night,
forever.
everybody.
Yeah.
No, Cable is actually the future son of Scott Summers and Jean Grey, of Cyclops and Jean Grey.
Oh.
Kinda. One of those kind of timeline things. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why I didn't read a lot of Marvel, because it's so convoluted and it goes back so many years and it's so hard to follow
And they
everything.
reset the universes every,
Yeah, DC does that too, but Marvel is like super like well interweaved. I tried reading Marvel comics when I was a kid, and I was like, I don't understand what's going on, who any of these people are, what they're referring to. See issue so and so of so and so. But that's who Cable is. But anyway, he's just a big old badass with a gun, and he looks, and Stephen Lang looks just like him. But Keira Knightley would be amazing if they actually pulled that off.
One of my future ex-wives. I love me Keira Knightley. I mean,
I don't know.
tall, slender, and gorgeous. That's Keira Knightley. I like that. And British. My gosh,
Well, yeah.
British.
Yeah, she's got a lot of teeth. I don't know. There's something about her mouth.
Yeah,
that
she
bugs
definitely
me.
has a toothy. It's not quite buck, but it's very.
No, it's just there's a lot of teeth, and
There's-
I don't know. And she's a
You expect
beautiful
Terry Gilliam
girl.
to start animating them.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I think I've also heard. I mean, Deadpool 2 got greenlit 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, before the movie even opened. Like, they were so behind it. And I tell you what, this is going to save Fox's ass with this whole Marvel thing, because X-Men Apocalypse looks okay. It doesn't look fantastic. It looks okay, but it's like, yeah. I really liked Days of Future Past. I really liked it.
yeah,
Because I'd read those books, and they had done a lot of the right stuff. They changed it in the original story. They kind of combined the original actual Days of Future Past from the 80s that I want to say Chris Claremont wrote with when they've rebooted again in like 91, and they took kind of story like characters from the newer one and the storyline from the old one. They kind of mashed it together, because like the one character Blink was in the new one, and in the original it was Kitty Pryde, who they sent back in time
instead of
Wolverine. But they of course went with the big star, and you know what, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Hugh Jackman is so great as Wolverine. Not the original choice, by the way. Really, yes.
Who was the original choice?
An actor named Dougray Scott.
Oh,
I've
heard of him.
He dropped out to do, I think, that awful. I won't say awful because I never saw it. The Drew Barrymore Cinderella-ish movie, Ever After or something like that. One of those things.
Kind of the same great choice in choosing your roles, like Katie Holmes deciding that she wants to do a Queen Latifah heist comedy rather than be in this little tiny indie film called The Dark Fucking Night.
Is that what that happened?
That's what happened. She turned it down, and
I thought it was pressure from Nutboy, her husband at the time.
that may have been
like the violence and the whole thing.
but
was,
the official. Well, what do I mean? The violence. Good grief. I mean, on principle, or just her being involved with that?
her being involved.
Oh,
in
let's
that.
say, because he does some of the most violent films.
That's true. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I just think she wanted to stretch.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the same thing again. And good for her. But you pretty much backed out of doing one of the most successful films of the decade, the
Right.
most highly regarded comic book adaptations ever. But okay, I'm sure that Queen Latifah Tower Heist, whatever it is, video did at least $1 million or so at the box office. So it made back its catering budget.
Yes.
Crafty is paid for.
Yes.
There we go.
Yay.
Screw the rest of them.
But yeah, and Dougray Scott bailed. Like, he was the original Wolverine. He was cast, and then like he's dropped out, or he either dropped out or he passed. I can't remember what it was. And they said, okay, we're getting this Australian guy to and here we are. And
I think that's one of those things where you find out that Al Pacino auditioned for Han Solo.
yeah.
Good God, that would have been a different film.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm not saying that it would have been bad, but I like what they did.
Yeah. They made the right choice.
I mean, I almost would like to, get in that time machine and go back like, I just want to see what the film would be like if Christopher Walken was Han Solo.
That's a great game to play. I mean, like, can you imagine what Blazing Saddles would have been with Richard Pryor? Totally different movie. Oh. You know, totally different film.
Yeah.
Still is great, but a different kind of great, because Cleavon Little was perfect.
Oh, yeah.
But Richard Pryor would have also been perfect. Imagine a Blazing Saddles with Richard Pryor and Gig Young, who was the original Waco Kid, like an old, busted up, totally different movie.
Wow, yeah. It's like imagining, Willy Wonka, with Willy Wonka being played by Johnny Depp instead of.
I don't think that would be such a good idea.
Yeah,
I don't think that would work at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't go back in time to try to find that out.
No.
I think that would be a horrible, horrible mistake.
But yeah, so they, going back to Days of Future Past, they sent Wolverine back, and like I said, I get that makes a lot of sense, and I liked it. I really liked it a lot. Didn't set the world on fire. I mean, it made a shit ton of money, but it didn't make, didn't break any records.
For me, I saw that in the theater with Ellen at the far right of the theater in the first row, because she had gotten free passes, and we were late, or we were not as on time as everyone else, and those were the only seats available. Yep. And even with my straining eyes, my just neck all cricked out, because that's the thing that happens, cricked out. That's that. What was it? Quicksilver scene.
Yeah,
with time in a bottle, and I just was dying of laughter, and it was so amazing. Yep. I like that made the film for me.
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes a film is like, it's right on the edge. You're like, it's kind of okay, and then a scene comes like, okay, now it's over the 50% mark. It's in positive territory.
Yeah. So, and like I said, I like the whole thing. I really enjoyed what they did with it. I like all the Matthew Vaughn X-Men movies. I like First Class. I think they're really good. I mean, it fits with the whole X-Men like time period thing.
Right.
I like that a lot. But like I said, Apocalypse looks okay. What's her name? Olivia Munn as Psylocke looks perfect. And I've seen, did you see the one video? There's a video floating around of her. It's a shot of her, and she's doing crazy sword moves. Like, she really worked on this, and she's flipping it around and spinning it around.
Nice.
And then it pans over, and it's Ryan Reynolds with a balloon shaped like a sword, just looking at the camera like, meh. It's hilarious.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So, Deadpool, what? I don't know.
Could we have Deadpool appear in an X-Men film?
I think he's going to show up everywhere, to be honest. I don't know if he's going to pop up.
Because he is that perfect ingredient to be like, we got a film, and we'll just drop in some Deadpool will come in and steal a fucking scene and then peace out.
The only problem is, I think that's going to be really tricky to do, because if he shows up, he runs away with the whole movie. He's going to be real hard to use in small doses. So I don't know. See, I don't know if he... Like, that leads me to believe either, pragmatically, I think Fox, 20th Century Fox, same lot. They were shooting at the same time, because Apocalypse comes out in May, I think. So they were being shot at the same time. So, and they're both Marvel, Fox properties. Maybe they were just hanging around, but how fucking great would it be if he showed up? Like, even for a weird little cameo, it would be fantastic.
And tell Beast to stop shitting on my lawn.
On my lawn. I mean, just lines like that. Come on. But I think this is going to, because like with the whole Marvel Fox thing, that's why they had to reboot, or Sony at least had to reboot Spider-Man
every 5 seconds,
because
to keep the rights.
And I bet, you know what? Honestly, I bet Marvel Disney is like, they're like, yay, that made a lot of money. Shit. That's going to keep Fox going for the next couple of years,
because eventually they would like to have those characters.
They want all of them
back.
They want those. Are you kidding? They're dying to get the X-Men back. They're dying to get the X-Men back. They can't even say mutant in the Avengers universe films. They can't say it. They can't cross over.
Just the word mutant.
They can't
is
say
verboten?
mutant. Yeah.
Wow.
It's bad. I don't know,
because it's not like capital MTM mutant.
It's that there are no mutants in the Avengers side of it. There are none.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm behind on it. But
Well, that's probably why in the reboot of Heroes, no longer is the word mutant. They're called Evos.
yes,
Because apparently there's a
Marvel, Disney owns it.
copyright on the word mutant.
Yep.
When does it become allowable to
It's all
copyright a common term?
but it's not a common term.
It is.
It is, but it isn't. It's that's. I mean, there are much higher paid lawyers than us who are have been debating this for 5 years.
Well, I don't know. I pull down about 6 figures a year in my legal practice. How about yours?
The same.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
same. But like even on Agents of Shield, they have to be called Inhumans. They're not, which is also a Marvel. No, but that's a Marvel thing anyway. They have their whole run of Inhumans. But they can't.
We all just get along and get under the same roof so synergy can happen? But then again, you know what? Who knows? If everything was under the same roof, Disney might have went, oh no, we're not doing an R-rated Deadpool film. Fuck that.
They wouldn't have. That's what I mean. That's the beauty of it. That's the serendipity.
There's something to be
thing.
said for synergy with all the projects cross-pollinating and meshing in where it's really awesome.
Yeah.
But there's also something to be said like, yeah, we're not a part of your synergy, so fuck you.
Yeah.
And here's a bowl of dicks and we're going to do our own thing,
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna keep wheeling and dealing. I mean, they pulled off Spider-Man for Civil War, and they needed to. They needed to.
Did that Garfield Spider-Man go to 3 or only 2?
Only 2. They only did 2 of those. Yeah, and then
I was amazed that they even did the reboot at all. I mean, I know legally they wanted to do it to keep the rights, but
I saw
too
the first
soon.
one. Yeah.
I mean, if they had to reboot Batman this soon after the Nolan thing, this kind of a film,
They're doing the
with
right
Batman,
thing.
Superman, good. Let's get them established as not their own
Yeah.
film. See how and then move on.
He'll get his own film in the next couple of years,
Right.
which is great.
And I think that's the reason why Affleck is on board, because he's going to write, direct. I mean, these
Supposedly,
are
yeah.
these are going to be Affleck Batman films, not him as just the star, but as
Right.
at least the producer, maybe also writer, director. Because I mean, he has an Oscar, and it ain't for acting. Oh God, it sure as hell ain't for acting.
Well, he's got 2, doesn't he? Didn't he win for Argo?
Oh, director, yes, director, but
Directing and writing.
But
Good Will Hunting.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He didn't direct Good Will Hunting.
but he wrote.
But I'm saying,
But he
the
got an Oscar for that.
The writing.
And an Oscar for Argo, directing Argo.
Right. So he
He ain't won any acting Oscars.
Right. That's exactly right. So for the 3 things that he'll be doing theoretically in Batman, he has an Oscar for 2 out of 3.
And that's kind of the...
Not too bad.
Yeah, and that was, I think Kevin Smith was saying, he's like, I bet that's how they got him. He said, I bet they dangled, look, if you do this Batman Superman thing, and you've always wanted to be Batman, but we'll give you a couple movies to do on your own. Let you direct, and because he's a hell of a director.
But I think that when they talked to him, they probably used their normal voice and not a high-pitched voice.
Well, you never know. That's an age-old bargaining technique.
Want to be a Batman?
You want to be
Batman?
Batman?
On the script,
On the script,
and do the batarang.
We'll let you
do the Batman. Pop. Yeah, that's and I think this. I don't know if you had seen it before, but before Deadpool was the first time I had seen this current Batman versus Superman trailer.
Oh, was
on
it the first
big
time?
screen?
Oh, I hadn't seen it on the
screen.
big screen. Yeah, I saw it when
I've seen it
when it dropped. Yeah,
yeah.
But I was like excited to see it on the. And I got to tell you, not to get away from the Marvel thing, but that scene alone.
Which scene are you talking about?
Not the one you're talking about. Everyone is freaking out about the ending. That's great. The scene with him whooping those 12 guys' butts, he finally looks like Batman. If you watch, as amazing as Dark Knight is, that movie, when he's fighting the guys in the restaurant before the Joker throws what's her name out the window,
right?
He looks silly. He can't move well. He doesn't fight. He looks like a guy in a costume. This looks like Batman. He comes up through the floor and he's whooping people and jumping over stuff and flips the guy over his head. I was sold. That's all I needed. I want a movie of just that. No movie has captured that. And they finally look like they nailed it. So, Zach, I'm giving you props for once. I still don't know how the movie's going to turn out. I don't know where it's going to go.
If it succeeds, it will succeed in spite of Zack Snyder.
I think so. He may have gotten his shit together.
Or maybe, you know what? People evolve. Maybe he did a bunch of films where like, no, wrong. and he's learned, and maybe now he's honed his craft. I mean, not everyone starts out as a master actor, storyteller, writer, director. So maybe his craft has gotten a little more fine-tuned, a little more nuanced, a little
He
less
probably
shit.
sat down while he was working on this going, okay, I can't fuck this up. I can't fuck this up.
Or he
I can't
looked at the
fuck this
message
up."
boards on IMDb and went, "Oh God, I gotta get my shit together."
I might need some help on this.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but seeing that was great. Like seeing, I'm still really jazzed. Like that's what I mean. Like the Apocalypse trailer, Civil War. Like can't wait for it. And yeah, I'm in. I'm so totally in because that's all they've shown so far.
See, I have to keep a somewhat arm's length distance in my enthusiasm about that universe, because if I get too excited, I will have to start a number of TV shows, and it will kill me.
What, like what?
The Arrow and the Flash, and
Well, that's all Marvel stuff.
Not just, I'm talking about any of the superhero stuff in general. I keep it at an arm's length because I know there's at least 5 TV shows that I haven't started that if I get too happy about it, it'll suck me in.
Yeah.
And I don't. It's the same reason I don't shoot heroin. I will probably really.
That's the reason you don't shoot heroin.
Yeah. Or the reason why I don't have a Wii or or an Xbox,
yes.
because these kind of things I will go, this is now me. I just found a guy that can mod my ColecoVision to work on a flat screen TV with modified controllers, and I'm like, if I do this, I'm going to be gone for a couple of months because I will play those.
Be all Howard Hughes walking around in tissue boxes with jars of urine around.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Yeah, I have that same gene.
Right. So sometimes with certain things, you're like, I probably will like this too much. If I still feel this way years later when I have more time or when it'll be okay.
I purposely did not buy an Xbox 360 when they came out because I knew, because I had at my buddy's house I had played the first Batman Arkham game, and I was like, I will never stop. I will lose my job, my relationship, and my apartment if I start this game. And
what happened to Dan? Drugs? No. Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
And
that's worse because the cops ain't going to come bust you for Xbox.
No.
You can Xbox until you pass out and die in
until
front of
they
the
shut
set.
your power off.
Exactly.
For nothing.
Exactly.
And I didn't end up buying one. My mom actually bought us an Xbox and I just have to. Okay, time to turn it off. I got to go do other things. Luckily, I'm, and actually, I was in tech for our friend Topher Payne's show Swell Party when around that the beginning of that year. So like right at the end, right at Christmas time, I got the Xbox and I got the first Arkham game.
The Arkham, yeah.
And I was going into tech, I think, the first week of the year, and I was like, I am not taking this out of the box. I am not hooking it up because I will never stop playing.
Oh, I'll just get it set up so it's ready for when I'm ready. Maybe I'll just play for 10 minutes just to see how, and then 7 hours goes by and like I got to go to work in 10 minutes. Fuck.
Yeah, and I did that this summer too because when I was doing Rent, Rent was a very well paying gig, and I said, okay, I'm going to treat myself to an Xbox One because the new Arkham game, the new Batman game is coming out and it's only on the Xbox One. Right. But I'm going to buy it and sit it aside until the show closes. And
did you?
Almost. I got the guitar player, my buddy Bennett. He was already playing it and was telling me about it, and I was like, God damn it. So I finally, once the show was kind of up and running, I set it up and started playing.
They can't replace me now, so fuck it. Like,
I know the show. I'm the only one who can play.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm the same way, and I lucked into, or at least I started Arrow just on a whim. I'd heard it was good, and Courtney was she was in a couple of shows and in a lot of rehearsals, and I actually had some free time. I was done with all of the shows I was doing, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to check it out, and binged through the first season. And then binged into the second season. And then by that point I was hooked, and that's when the whole Flash thing started, and that's when
See,
now
that's
you're screwed because
that's it. They keep adding on more stuff. Hey, you like this? Now we have Jessica Jones and Agent Carter and and this and that and Heroes of Tomorrow and Yesterday and Up Your Button Around the Corner. And I'm like, I can't. And then I got people like fucking Bernie raves about a certain show, and he has never been wrong. So, God damn it, I have to start that fucking... And then it turns out to be a show like Mr. Robot, which is one of the best... I mean, he's never wrong, at least not so far. So I look at his feed in my timeline very carefully, like, oh, please don't tell me about another show because I literally cannot start.
Well, it's getting crazy because, I mean, I was listening to the radio, and they had the guy from... I want to say TV Guide online or something, some TV reviewer guy he was on the radio show I listened to, and he said there was something like 1,400 scripted shows last year or something.
Yeah.
And
it's hard enough to keep up with the pay TV and the broadcast channels. Now you add in the cable channels, but wait, oh no, now there's the streaming channels. Netflix alone is going to dominate my fucking life forever.
And Amazon is hot on its heels, and Hulu too. Hulu's got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, Amazon did Man in the High Castle.
Yeah.
I watched the whole thing. I still don't understand what the fuck I watched. That's
my buddy Tim, his daughter, they do what they call pilot season on Amazon now, which is they produce one episode of a whole bunch of shit, and people through reviews, people watch them and review them, and stuff.
Who's invested in what pilot, and then we put it into production.
Right, and they did that, and my buddy Tim, his daughter Isabella, the show she did, which is we watched it. It was a cool little show about a girl. She plays like the mean girl, and the new girl comes into town, and it's like a soccer.
Wow,
thing.
It's totally brand new concept that no one has ever done ever before.
It's storytelling, and they framed
Bend
it
it like Mean Girls.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is, and it got picked up, and
Good.
it's going to be a series on Amazon, and it's super great for them.
I like the idea of television and film system to being a little bit more of a democracy in that the people that you're making it for, you might listen a little bit to what they have to say or pay attention to where they direct their eyeballs, their attention, their money, which brings me to something that we will talk about in the future. My new favorite show on the fucking planet, Horace and Pete, Louis C.K. show. He's doing it all himself, no network. He's selling it by the episode off his website. And we will talk about that in the future. But I want to put that in people's ears because we're going to do a semi-in-depth on the first, 2 to 4 episodes. As of this recording today, there are 4 episodes out. I've watched 3 out of the 4, and they are masterpieces of writing.
Well, that is why, people, it's bandied about much now that this is the golden age of television. And I don't believe it's necessarily because of the content that's being written. Like, yes, we've got Breaking Bad, and we've had Better Call Saul and Walking Dead and all that. But I think it's because of what you just said. The
voices that never would have been heard before are being heard.
They have the platforms to do it.
Exactly. Hey, one of my favorite shows, another one of my future ex-wives, Alana Glazer.
Broad City.
A being of perfect beauty, light, and awesomeness. They had a web series that Comedy Central went, hey, you want to, all right. And they made the series.
Yeah.
They just started their 3rd season.
Yeah.
And it's a great show.
I've watched it. It's really weird.
It's
really funny.
Oh, the first episode of the 3rd season. Oh, Alana. She's wonderful. Let me tell you, that's how things kind of go now. The days where, you pitch a show to a network and hopefully they, that's still happening, but that's not the only avenue anymore by a long shot.
A lot of things that are getting produced is in the way you just said. People are just self-producing and then,
someone
working
says,
your way up.
Hey, I like that. We could do something with that. We want to make some money off of that.
Exactly.
And that's what I hope happens with our friends who do Hatter and Hare.
Yep.
They've got a brilliant concept, an incredible cast. The writing is impeccable.
Yep.
And all they need is, bucks to make more and more episodes.
Yeah.
And they're going to do it.
They're going to get it, yeah.
So.
And that's the beauty of of the technology that we
It's
have.
the democratization of entertainment through the World Wide Web.
Right. And again, it's so funny that the suits still haven't really figured that out. Like
It's kind of a jaundiced eye, a little bit like, we know this internet.
Well, again, like I said, like I when we were talking before we recorded, going back to Deadpool.
Do we talk before when there's not a microphone around?
We don't actually exist when there are.
Wow. So when you hit stop,
Do we still exist?
where do I go, Dan?
I can't.
I go to make the chimichangas.
But like I said, going back to Deadpool, it goes to exactly that of this can't possibly be done until somebody just does it.
Yep.
And the money people still don't fucking understand that.
Well, they understand the money, so now a lot of these films that may have been PG or PG-13s, maybe can you goose it up to an R? Like, no. If it's naturally an R and I had to tone it down to get it made, and you say it's okay to go for an R, great, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when you're writing a piece, you know what hurdles you have to go over and where you can't go to
Right.
get, R-rated films are a tough sell in certain genres and certain markets.
Right.
So you have to know who you're writing for and where it's going to be picked up and distributed. But if you know that you've got an R avenue, like, yeah, I can do it exactly the way I want it, then
I agree. It's good that Deadpool kicked open that door, so to speak, that now it's possible to do that, because it wasn't before this.
well, I mean, it wasn't possible to have an R-rated comedy be a massive hit until it was. It wasn't possible to
Yeah.
have an R-rated comedy with females leading
Exactly.
until it was.
Yeah.
So, it's not like, oh, this is a thing that can now happen. No. That is the thing that happened. You have to keep the quality of the writing and the casting and everything up there, not just throw something together and,
Right.
slap a few boobs and dick jokes in there and go, R-rated.
Right. Like I said, that's why I don't think an R-rated Guardians needs to happen. I don't think it would work. You don't need it.
Not really. I mean, based on the first film, I didn't feel like, oh, he should have said fuck there. It was just natural.
He said shit, I think, and he got away with it, and
Couple
that
of
was
shits and a
great.
damn.
Yeah. But it didn't need anything else. Like, I could see they're talking about Wolverine 3 being R, and I can see that because Wolverine is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like in the comics, he kills people like for reals, and They got a little bit of that in some of the X-Men movies. Like I remember in X2 when Stryker, that's who Brian Cox plays. Back to a thing I couldn't remember like 25 minutes ago.
Right.
When Stryker's men attack the X Mansion, I always remember there's a scene where he I can't remember if it's when he jumps off the second floor balcony but he takes the claws and plows them right into a guy's chest. Like no like parachute. That guy's dead. But there's no blood.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so they kind
There's
of
no
get away
blood,
with
or,
it.
oh, look, here's a sex scene. And I don't know about the women you have slept with in the past, but usually she's not always covering up her breasts
Right.
at every step. And when she gets out of bed, she's taking the sheet with her. Or, like, here's this romantic sex scene, and they're going out, but you can only show 2 thrusts because a third one, that's
Is porn, yeah.
that's NC-17,
Right,
and 4 is like, oh my gosh, it's
Triple
porn.
X, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, I just want realism. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Just realistic. And that's why there's certain films where they go, gosh darn it. And like, there may be people that say that. And if that's part of the character, then that's
Yeah.
fine. But if this badass just says, oh, darn it. You know what? Say a swear word.
And going
be realistic to the material. Not,
and going back to the sex scene, like the sex scene in Deadpool was way, well, it is way more graphic than I thought it would be.
Oh, yeah.
But it served the story because it
Exactly.
showed the passion these two had for
right,
each
and
other.
that's the other side of it. Is like, if there's no reason for a sex scene or a pair of breasts to be in this film, if you could cut them out and it changes nothing, why are they in there?
Exactly. And this worked.
And I'm a
It
fan
was
of breasts. I love them. But I don't need them sandwiched into every goddamn film for no purpose whatsoever.
shoehorned. Yeah, exactly. They don't need to be gratuitous.
Well, the most perfect example of that, oh God, the film Swordfish. You ever seen this thing?
Travolta.
It's
Halle
Travolta
Berry
and
film?
Halle Berry.
I have not.
This was the one where she revealed her breasts, and they made a big deal out of it. And she's reading a paper or a magazine or something on a chaise lounge by a pool, and she puts down the paper, and there's the boobs, and then they moved on. I'm like, okay, I guess that's something you did. Did it serve the film in any way, shape, or form? No, it was just like, this is the Halle Berry boob film. Go see it. I'm like, no. Why?
Why?
I just,
and like I said, in Deadpool, it worked.
And I'm very glad that they did not show Baccarin. Morena Baccarin.
Yeah.
They didn't show her boobs. No need to. Didn't need to.
Like, it was close, but it was not.
But there was no need to do it. And that's fine. I mean, they could have and be like, yeah, all right.
And again, spoiler, they go to a strip club and there are topless strippers.
And bottomless
strippers.
And, they didn't like say, look, here's the
and again, equal time. They showed plenty of Ryan Reynolds like naked, his
butt,
a lot of his butt, and
yeah, we still haven't crossed that. I think film going audiences have been forever just horrified after Harvey Keitel and Bad Lieutenant. You ever seen that film?
No, but I know.
Yeah, that's full frontal of Harvey Keitel.
Right.
Nobody wants to see that.
The closest,
but it made sense for that film.
Yeah.
It made absolute fucking sense for that film. But it has scarred me for life.
The only time they've ever gotten away with it is, did you ever see Forgetting Sarah Marshall, the Jason Segel?
Oh yeah.
He is full frontal in that movie.
Was
twice. He absolutely was.
Jason Segel is?
Jason Segel is absolutely
twice.
And
I've seen the film and it left no. I don't remember that part.
I liked it. It was a good movie. It's the only time I've ever liked Russell Brand was in that movie.
Yeah, he's an acquired taste.
Right, but he was really good in
Perry.
it. Yeah. Don't ask Katy Perry. That would go badly for you. No. Yeah, but he was completely naked, and it worked for some reason. It was
If it makes
fun.
sense, then that's
funny, yeah.
I'd like to see, the girls drilling holes in the men's locker room to take a peek and showing full frontal. But then I realized women wouldn't do that.
Yes, exactly.
That's not them.
That's why that would not work.
Yeah, exactly. But then there was that preview of that one film with another one of my future ex-wives, Aubrey Plaza, with what was it? The high school musical guy, Zac Efron and the guy from
Adam Devine.
Adam Devine.
Yep.
And they have to find these these refined ladies so they don't mess up their sisters.
Yep.
And these total psychopath women that would drill a hole in a men's locker room and do a lot worse.
Yep.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be one of those raunchy, fun, stupid comedies like The Hangover. Was it The Hangover?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just The Hangover. There is no sequels. I don't know what those are about. I've never heard of them. It's a trilogy. Like, no, not every successful film needs to be turned into a trilogy.
No.
Not even a duology. How about just do it and then walk the fuck away? Yeah. We all would be interested to see what Ferris Bueller's doing these days, but nobody wants that film made. No, I don't. Without John Hughes, come on.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, the characters you love. I would love to see what a lot of people are doing. I want a sequel to St. Elmo's Fire. That is never going to happen.
Well, you're the one who wants that. Not even Schumacher wants to do that.
No. Oh, no. They were going to turn it into a television series. Topher Grace had bought the rights to it, and I don't know if he was going to star in it or if he was going to produce or something like that. And I was like, cool. It could be a good concept, but it apparently never got greenlit or whatever. So,
but all in all, getting back to Deadpool,
is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, that's what we started at, and I am so thrilled. I mean, I
may go back and see that again in the theater.
Yeah, we're definitely Courtney. She didn't get to come today, so we're definitely gonna go see it, and I definitely want to see it again. I have not laughed that much in a long time. Just relentless. Like,
I mean, I was in the opening credits. As soon as they got to the real heroes, the writers, I went,
yeah,
that's it. I'm done. Yeah. I'm happy.
Just that alone.
It also seemed a little bit like they were taken. Well, maybe not, but it reminded me a bit of the opening of Watchmen.
Okay.
A little bit in that they did the slow motion, hyper stylized with the credits, and obviously not showing the different scenes like it was in Watchmen. But this is kind of it's drawing a little bit of DNA visually, just a tiny little bit. maybe on purpose or not, but
I think with the credits, with the jokes in the credits, it was, we are going to explain what this is immediately.
Yep.
We're not going to lead you anywhere other than do not take this seriously. This is not, Captain America. This is a fucking lunatic who kills people.
You take Captain America seriously, do you?
More so than Deadpool, yeah. That's what I mean. Captain America is sincere about shit and would never look at the camera and, make dick jokes, whereas Deadpool totally.
But don't you think he wants to? God. Well, you know what? He doesn't.
Tony. Language.
Yeah, I know. He wouldn't. Tony would.
Yeah.
Tony would. He would break all 16 walls.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, getting back to Deadpool, in addition to Cable...
Yeah.
Which we know may come back is hopefully Keira Knightley.
That would be amazing. That would be so fucking amazing.
The actor, aside from, what was the other one you were talking about?
Stephen Lang, I want to say.
Stephen Lang.
I think he was in Avatar, but like if you look online, he looks...
Well, I saw a side-by-side.
Yeah, he
looks
looks
like,
exactly
wow,
right. He's a big dude with a flat top.
Yeah, exactly. Works out pretty nicely.
Yeah.
One of the possible casting choices that I've heard... for the next Deadpool film is that they're going to bring in a new villain played by Vanessa Redgrave.
Oh.
And the name of that villain is...
Medication time. Medication time.
We ran out of time. I will tell you next week.
The 9 Billion Names of Pod was conceived, written, and performed by Michael Reed and Dan Bauman, with Abdul Beni Hassan as the sound of splintering wood. Research, transportation, and exasperated looks by Courtney Lohner. Technical assistance by Cubase, Proto, Skynet, QLab, Deep Thought, Big Brother, and Eddie, your shipboard computer. Financial consideration provided by the Wayne Foundation, Stark Industries, the Piranha Brothers, and LexCorp. Legal counsel by the offices of Howard and Fine. Which professor, Stewart or McAvoy? These timelines get so confused. Our intro music was written by Tim Akers. This podcast was sponsored by Deep Shack Records and is a production of Audio Primate. Throw us a couple stars on iTunes, why don't you? Check us out on dadsgarageradio.net. Listen on SoundCloud, stream us on Stitcher, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or email us, comlink@billionpod.com. And until this happens again, I'm Dan Bauman.
I'm Michael Reed.
LOC.
Audio Primate.